Welcome to Ladies Kickin Ass, the no BS podcast for fierce, unstoppable women in the service industry. We're here to talk bold moves, big wins, and real talk on what it takes to build a life and a business you love. Let's get fired up. Welcome, badasses, back to the podcast. Today, we're going to have an incredible conversation because we've got some great news. We have something exciting coming up that we want to talk to you about. So I have my business bestie, Nicole Burbank, here with me again today, and we're just going to dive into it, and we're going to talk about what we're putting together to help you finish the best year of your life in 2025. So why did you want to get together and do this, Nicole?
Yeah, well, you know that I just want everybody in the world to win, but like women especially. I just want to empower and help women have their dream realities. I've spent the last 5 years healing and working on myself and literally creating my business to be my dream business and my life to be my dream reality. And I want to teach other people how to do it. And I see this as a problem a lot of the times with entrepreneurs is they're doing too much, or they're unorganized, or they lack the structure, or they don't have the accountability or people to lean on, or the financial abundance to be able to do certain things. And so they stay in this like decision debt, or they can't move their business forward. And man, why not have two very successful, proven, rinse and repeatable, like this isn't our first businesses that we've both owned, where I'm 4 deep, you're at least, what?
4, 5.
5 deep. Like we've done this multiple times. Why not teach women the skill sets they need and give them the tools they actually need that are going to make them go to the next level? None of this like basic education stuff. Like, how can we take your business 2x it, 3x it, 10x it? I don't care, whatever, right? How can we do that? And I just feel this year, this energy in this collective right now is very much like, let's go, let's get to work. And I know that maybe they're just missing the education aspect of it. And I want us to bring that to them.
In addition to the education side of that, it really is huge too, that I feel like a lot of women that are wanting to do this, say they've got a business and they're like, I want to take it to the next level, which you talked about the decision debt. And you're like, I don't know, should I, shouldn't I? Like, what's the best that can happen? You know, like stop thinking about what's the worst that can happen. What's the best that can happen? You can always go back to where you're at right now. But another key aspect to that is having a community of really close women that you can lean on, because you need to have somebody you can throw ideas around like we do with each other. You know, we're very honest with each other and like, maybe we could try this, or hell yeah, there's this. And then you have somebody cheering you on. Yep. Yesterday, you sent me a text that was like, the world is our oyster, babe. I just want you to know that. Everybody needs a friend in their life that does things like that. And that's what we want to do with this, is bring together 20 incredible women that really want to support each other, want to be really real and authentic with each other, want to live out those big, bold fucking dreams that you're like, I'm not sure if I can do this or not, but with the support of a community cheering you on, we want to see you win.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one thing I think that we've definitely overcome that fear. We're like bulls now. I always give the analogy of you're either the cow or the bull, or the buffalo, excuse me. The buffalo runs into the storm, right? It just says, okay, the storm's coming. I'm going to run in it because I know on the other side of that storm is what I'm trying to get to. Whereas cows, they run away, but ultimately that storm catches up to them. So we're really trying to cultivate 20 women who are ready to take this journey as a collective, as a strong, bold community, to get to the other side of that beauty, to see like what you can create on your own. I know like you're really big on community, and you've been an expander for me on community, I must say, in the last year and a half that we've known each other. Why do you think it's so important for strong women to have a bold community to lean on?
Because I feel like a lot of bold women find themselves in a community where they're the one that everybody goes to.
Yes.
And so oftentimes you're the one that's being the mentor, you're being the coach. My amazing friend Lindsay Schwartz always says, you should have 3 different communities. One that you're learning from, one that you're collaborating, one you're contributing to. And I think that it's really easy to find the communities that you can contribute to. I think there's ones that we all go into like, oh, we need another mastermind. Oh, we need another this. We need another this. But we get there and we finish and we're like, that's the same shit we've already done. Like, I don't need a mindset check right now. Like, I'm ready to fucking go. Let's do this. But now what's step 1? So those people that you can collaborate with, this is what that community is going to be like. It's women that are going to say, you can do this, because it's so incredible when you get in a community where people send you text messages like that, check in on you. Hey, you said you were going to have this done by this date. Is it done yet? How can I support you? They're not being like crassy, like, catty or anything like that. It's a group of people that seriously want to see each other win. Mm-hmm. And you can really elevate and leverage each other's networks and connections to really get you to that next place. Because a lot of times it's not what you know, it's who you know and how those connections can be made. And I want to create that higher level community of women where you can really help other people access each other's networks.
Yeah. And the one thing you said that I so often see missing is the actionability. Yes, mindset is important. It is important to reframe things, but like, how do you do it? That frustrates me the most when I go into these events and, oh, great. Okay, we're talking the hoorah, but tell me like the step-by-step stuff. And that's what we want to bring to the table is the step-by-step actionability. How can you today, right now, this second, take what we just talked about and implement it into your business and then see a return on your investment? That's what we want to do. And we want to bring that. And we wanted to bring it in 4 key areas of your life. And I'll let you kind of touch on them. And then we'll kind of go back and forth on why we think it's important. But what I've noticed in my coaching, my one-on-one coaching, is when we tackle these 4 areas and we get super, super clear, man, their lives, it's insane how quickly they change. Like, I'm talking 3 months change.
Yeah.
So yeah, what are our 4 pillars, or what are?
I'm going to talk about 2, and I want you to talk about 2 of them.
So I had a feeling you were going to do that.
Well, I think that's why this is going to be so awesome, is that we're really coming into this with 2 of our really awesome superpowers, and we're bringing them together to create the 4. Yep. And it really is a all-round, well-rounded program, because you really need to have all 4 of these things to really want to win. Yeah. So number 1 for me is just like, what do you want your life to look like? What is your career path? What do you want your business to look like? And I'm not talking about 6 months from now. I'm talking about 5 years from now. I'm doing $2 million now. 5 years from now, my business will be doing $20 million. Yes, I know that in my heart of hearts, it will be. And so how do I get there? Yeah. Those are what the big goals are that I want to see people bring into this group, is like, what is that big goal that if you say it out loud, kind of makes you sick to your stomach, or you lose your breath a little bit, or it gives you goosies or something? That's what we want to help you really level up to do. The other thing with that, too, is the openness for abundance to come into your life, because I feel in my heart, because I struggle with this myself, that a lot of times we limit our ability to make really good fucking money as women because we have this like damper that we put on ourselves. Am I worthy? Do I deserve this? Should I talk about it? Oh, we're going to fucking talk about it, because men talk about money all the time and they never have a problem doing that. I want to talk about, how do we access capital? How can we raise capital? What do we need to do to find financing? What do we need to do to realize that you're worthy just the way you are right now? And that when you really open up the world to abundance, and you really, whether it's money affirmations or whatever you need to do to clear your conscience of that damper every day, we need to have more women in this world that can stand on their own 2 feet financially and have options and freedom to create the life they want to have.
Amen. Amen. And then the other two pillars that we're really going to touch on. I'm an operations person. If you know me personally, you know I'm a systems. I see people and businesses and I just build upon them. I can see where the bottlenecks are. It's my zone of genius and what I'm really, really good at, and why when I work one-on-one with individuals, they see such great results. So we're going to play off of the two areas that Tanya just talked about, but we're going to also focus on the mental mindset shifts that we have to make. If we have those blocks around money, I'm going to be able to give you actionable ways to unblock those and to lean into some of those fears or maybe shame, guilt, whatever it is around whatever the block is for you. So there is going to be mindset in it. It is important, but it's actionable. I'm not one of those people that's like, let's sit in our stuff. Let's like replay it over and over again. Let's stay in victim mode. Like, I hate that.
No.
Like I hate that so much. I'm like, okay, it's hard. It's scary. Yes, but here's what I want you to do. And we're going to hold you accountable on the mindset aspect and give you all the tools you need to be the biggest and baddest woman of your dreams. And then the second is health. My second business was mainly in functional and precision medicine. And I fell in love with nutrition and the body and understanding how the cells work. And so I always say the very first, if you can't do anything, just focus on eating right. Focus on your health, because that builds the confidence you need and gives you the energy you need to run your business, run your life, be a great spouse, be a great mother, be whatever. And so we want to focus on the whole person in this mastermind. We don't want to just focus on business. That's great, but it's one piece of the puzzle. And so we want to hit on all of the pieces of the puzzle, because if we can make you the best version of yourself, your business will automatically be successful because of that.
Sure. It's a wheel that's going, there's different spokes inside of this wheel. But if you don't have those four things together, something's going to be wobbly.
Yeah.
And starting first off, obviously your health and taking care of yourself. And it's not a to-do list.
Yeah.
Well, maybe at the end of the day, I'll get to myself.
Yeah.
So I myself am super excited for the accountability coming into this, because I understand as entrepreneurs, many times you're like, I don't have time for that. I don't have time to go to the gym. I don't have time to take a 30-minute walk. I don't have time. If you don't take care of yourself, what the hell are you doing all the rest of this for? And really putting them all together, I think there's a beautiful thing that most women want, and they want to be able to create a legacy. And that's whether you have children, you don't have children, you're involved in the community, you're involved in something as a family. You want to be able to make a difference in this world. So how are you going to be able to do that? Say you're really successful at all four of these pillars when we get done with this in December. How are you going to keep it going? What are you going to do to help the next people coming in? How do you create that legacy? How do you create that aura, that message that people talk about you when you're not in the room? Yeah. It's really important that we think about that long term too, because it's not just about getting shit done all the time. It's about, what am I creating that's bigger for everybody to be involved and be impacted?
Yeah, and really about bringing women together, because what was the statistics we talked about on women business? I know you probably know it better than me. How many women businesses are over $1 million in revenue? Less
than 1%.
Yeah,
it's
right?
Less than 0.5% of women businesses. The average is about $525,000 for women-owned businesses.
Yeah.
And that's the average. So you're taking way, 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 way high and thinking that less than 0.5% are over $1 million.
I know.
It's pretty crazy to do that. But women-owned businesses also in 2024 generated over $1.9 trillion worth of business.
Oh,
so if you think about that, trillion, and the average is 525, almost half of the businesses in America today are owned by women, which is really cool. They're just much smaller.
Yep. And what's crazy too about business is maybe you don't have the goal to have a multi-million-dollar business, but in the world we live in today, making money is easy, and passive money is a lot easier than 20 years ago when we didn't have the internet. And so you can contribute and be a trad wife. Like, I am a trad wife, true to my core. Like, give me babies, have me pregnant all the time, making my sourdough bread. That's my life. But I've also realized, holy cow, I could also make multiple six figures, and be a great mom and homeschool my child and travel the world and do all these things that I want to do. Yeah. And so we want to cultivate that in community and then get as many other women learning this so that they can pass it along, like you said, in that legacy aspect. And that's how we really change and make change and impact in the world, is by coming together instead of continuing to pit women against women. It's just, it doesn't need to be that way. There's plenty of fish in the sea for all of us. Let's get together as a community and build something amazing and great, get you to the next level, then you get the next person to the next level, and we have this huge ripple effect. So I'm like so excited.
I love this. So I want to ask you a question, and it's kind of twofold. Who is this mastermind for, first off, and who is it not for?
Yeah. So it's for the entrepreneur or somebody who knows, and you maybe you're a corporate girly and you really do genuinely like working for other people. That's fine too. You could be a part of this. A lot of it is going to be business focused on the business quadrant, but there's plenty more. But these are for high level entrepreneurs, executives, high achievers, people that are ready to change. Who is this not for? If you even are hesitant, if you are like, oh, I don't know, maybe this isn't for you. This is a hard yes. And this is for somebody who's not going to stay put. One of the things I tell my clients when they come on the onboard call is, hey, I'm paid to push you. I love Brandon said that. Yeah. I love saying that now. I'm paid to push you. So if you're not ready to be pushed, this isn't going to be the right fit, because I'm going to say things that are going to sting. I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to call you out. This isn't me lovingly helping you grow. No, this is me being like, here's the cliff. See you down there.
Yeah.
So if you're not ready for that, this isn't for you.
Well, both of us have pretty bold, strong personality. So if you get offended easily by someone pushing you, that's where I would say this isn't what it is. But if you feel like, shit, I need these kinds of women in my life, I need somebody that's going to be able to call me on my bullshit when I'm making excuses.
Yes.
I need somebody that really wants to see me win, because my friends kind of are like, we kind of like you how you are. You don't need to change. You don't need to grow. That's when you want to step into something like this, is when you're like, I need that person in my life to really get to that next level. And I'm going to tell you that a lot of times women get really scared going into, I'm speaking from experience here, of walking into a group like that, because it's like, oh my gosh, this is so totally different. Because the women that I envision being in this are probably the top of wherever they hang out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so coming into it can be often very intimidating. Yeah. I went to a mastermind, it was 3 years ago now. There was 22 women in the room. None of us knew each other. And it was very, very close to what we're talking about right now. It was about building a community, actually.
Yeah.
And we all went in there as strangers. And to this day, they're some of my biggest cheerleaders and supporters. And they're from all over the United States.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely crazy. We spent 3 days together. That's all we had together. Yeah. This is going to be 6 months together.
Yep.
And it's going to be weekly conversations with both Nicole and I. And we're still working out a few little details of things that we want to be able to bring tons of value to this offering. But it's incredible when you get into a room and you're like, okay, screw it. We're just going to be super vulnerable.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you where I'm struggling. Maybe it's in a relationship and I'm struggling right now, and maybe my spouse doesn't support me in what I want to do and I struggle with that. So you need to have this group of women, because they don't always have to support you in what you want to do. You don't need to look at your spouse to be your biggest cheerleader.
Yeah.
Many times you need to go outside of that. Mm-hmm. Many times our friends have been our friends since childhood or college or things like that. And we're like, they're just not at the level of where we want to be playing at. So oftentimes you will shrink yourself to accommodate the room space that you're in. We want you to be able to step into a room and really show up big and authentic in what you want to do, and be able to talk about those scary goals without somebody saying, And bless their hearts, they're trying to protect you.
Yeah.
I really think that.
Yeah.
But that doesn't help you grow. Protection doesn't help you grow.
Yeah.
It keeps you stuck where you're at. And then you're continuously thinking, what if? You know, like my biggest thing is, great, if you do this whole thing and it doesn't work out for some reason, at least you know you tried and you'll know better what to do to come up with something else. Because if you have big goals like this, my inkling is, and from our experience of multiple businesses, even if one doesn't work out, you'll find another something to work on.
100%. And it really is. And I think that's like what is so great about you and I is we have been really successful, but at the end of the day, we're both really down to earth people. And yes, we are bold and we'll call people out in the most nice, gentle way. But that vulnerability of us sharing like our own personal struggles in this moment in time,
Sure,
helping people realize no one's special. Like now I walk into rooms with people that are have billion-dollar companies and I can just shake their hand with confidence, and it's no longer that like fear. And it's because I've done the work, the inner work to really get myself to a place to realize we're all the same. We all don't know what we're doing. We're all just trying our best. And so you learn from the people a few steps ahead of you. Yep. And we hope to be those people that are just a few steps ahead of you to take you to the next level.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And yeah, for not 2 seconds are we going to show up in here and be like, we're just so successful and you should follow us.
Yeah.
Because I've had some major setbacks. I mean, I've had businesses blow up.
Yeah,
I've had people steal 6 figures worth of money right out from underneath my nose. You know, you've had some hiring disasters that have happened in the past. There are things that have happened. I've had an employee that got murdered once upon a time. I've had there have been like crazy setbacks. We've both been through divorces and what that looked like and how that impacted our ability to believe in ourselves and work on things. Sometimes that's the kick in the ass you need to actually do stuff. And sometimes it is one of those things that sits you on the sideline.
Yeah.
So it's really important that if this is something that you're considering, that you're willing to show up as the whole you.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, the ugly. We want to cheer you on and hold your hand if you got to cry for a minute. It's important to understand that failure is going to happen at some point. If you're striving for something amazing, it's not really if, it's when. But you can't let that define you. Yep. But you can use that as your story to help heal or help somebody else that may be in that circumstance or could relate to that, and then help propel you forward with seeing an example of what we've been able to create regardless of the situations that have happened to us.
Absolutely. So if you guys want to even just learn more about the mastermind, we're like, oh my gosh, July is half the year mark, right? Why don't we just have a free webinar of a check-in? So on June 5th, I think it's gonna be in 2 days from when this airs, probably. We're gonna have a free webinar. You can sign up. I think you're gonna put it in the show notes, right?
Yep.
And we just wanna check in. And we're going to bring so much value to that call in and of itself. So even if you didn't decide to move forward with the mastermind or anything like that, and we just did the webinar together, we just want to check in of like, hey, you set these goals in January. Let's be honest. Where are you? Mm-hmm. Are you behind? Are you ahead and just killing it? Do we need to set new goals? Are your goals too small, right? What can we do? We'll touch on those 4 quadrants we just talked about. What can we do to make sure you finish the year off strong? So we hope to see you at that webinar. It's going to be fun and jam-packed. And I'm just so excited to do this with you. We've been talking about this for a while, and it finally feels right, and we're just stoked.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And even if you can't make it on June 5th, we will definitely record the entire thing. Yeah. So be sure to sign up for it so that we can send you the replay, because there's going to be an incredible offer. You'll learn what it takes to be able to do this. We really are going to implement that. We want 20 women that really want to come in and win. So we are going to do an application to become part of the mastermind so that we can select the women that we think would create an incredible little group that way too. It's also like, it's serious. Like, we're really going to evaluate everybody coming into this, because this is going to be a lot of our time in our service hearts of wanting to provide this community and honestly kind of selfishly be part of this community of badass ladies that we can continue to keep supporting, cheering on, learning about new business ideas, how we can help them, how we can collaborate them, how we can expose them to our network of people. So it's going to be a really awesome opportunity. So even if you can't be there on June 5th, it's a Thursday. Definitely sign up for the webinar in the show notes, and we will send you the recording afterwards, and then follow up with you afterwards and see what you think.
Yeah. Oh, so excited.
Any parting last words for somebody that's like, ooh, that sounds so cool. But
yeah. So I always say this, that the growth edge feels like a dark valley you're falling into. I promise you, once you take the step off the cliff, it is a beautiful meadow. I have seen it over and over and over again. Choose you. I'm religious. You don't have to be, but God wants you to be happy. God wants to fill your life with such abundance, but it starts by you choosing you. I am the most selfish, she can speak to this, person. I make sure I am okay before anyone else, even my daughter, because I know that's the way that I actually get to serve more. And I've also known that's the way when I choose me, right? Beautiful things happen. So if you're on the edge and you just need that little push, right? I'm telling you, it's a beautiful meadow. What do you have to lose? What's at risk? What's really at risk if you were to just come to the webinar? Right? Like, what would be at risk? Nothing. What do you have to gain? Everything. So just do it. Okay?
Just do it. My favorite thing to tell people when they're kind of questioning things is, would you bet on yourself? Do you bet on yourself? Everything that I've accomplished in my life was like, I don't really know how this is going to turn out, but I know that I don't stop. And the only way I'm going to lose at this is if I'm going to quit. And I'm not saying that there isn't points in time where you're like, okay, maybe we can take a turn and do something else. But you will always figure that out. If you have enough confidence to bet on yourself, you cannot lose joining this mastermind.
Amen.
Yay.
Let's go.
Okay, so check out everything in the show notes. I'm so super excited for you to be able to join Nicole and I on June 5th. That's just a couple days away from when you're listening to this podcast. And if it's after June 5th, when you have heard this, it's still in the month of June, be sure to reach out to us. We'll put everything in the show notes. And if you didn't get a chance to be able to sign up for the webinar, then definitely reach out to us if this is something that you want to become a part of. Decisions will be made by pretty close, like the 21st of June, so that we can make sure and get everybody registered and get them ready to rock and roll on July 1st. So super excited that you were here with us for this conversation today. Thank you again, Nicole. Always a pleasure. And until next time, keep kicking ass, ladies.
That's a wrap, ladies. Now go out there, own the hell out of your dreams, and keep kicking ass. Want to keep this fire going? Connect with us on social. All the links are in the show notes. And if you're ready for a sisterhood that levels up life and business, be sure to check out Badass Inner Circle. Stay bold, stay fierce, and be unapologetically you. I'll catch you on the next episode. Let's do this.